It's just what you put up with, you have to.
That house has been there a good while, hasn't it?
That house I just barely can remember. Ain't man's a-coming by there telling Mother there's a building a new home. I guess it's close to 85 or 90 years old. And I had to put that porch and roof on it and all that other. It is awful looking when I went there. I laid down on the floor and cried. I had the other house in good shape. But that one, it just fell down nearly. The roof was off and everything. I spent $1,000 on it. I had that much money saved up. And we had enough to pay for it. But if he had kept his name off all them notes he had, he never would tell me how much he'd owned. I went to the bank and I found out, too. The banker told me.
But as you look back on things, you've had a pretty happy life, haven't you?
Why, yeah. I was happy doing things I did, and I was thankful the Lord gave me enough of knowledge to do it. Now, Leo and Clinton, they never would have done what I have, because they just give what they ask. And I won't do it. I know his daddy bought no little old tractor from Charlie Vid's. They paid $500 for it, and it wore out when he got it. Clinton had it rebuilt. And he didn't ask them what they was going to charge, and they charged him $1,000. Boy, I went to pieces. I told old man Alexander, now I'm taking on my business, and don't you do one thing to this machinery unless I tell you, and I won't know what it's going to be before you take it to. And boy, he's just different to that after that. So I didn't have more trouble with Mr. Alexander. So when I bought this tractor, we went up there, and I bought it. I traded the old one in on it. I got $1,400 from the old one. Well, Clinton, I said he's going to come off $100 on that, or I'm not going to buy it. He won't do it. He won't do it. Oh, he's about to cry. I said, now just shut up. I'm going to go down to another place to see how they sell tractors. I went down and asked them, and they priced one to me. So I went back up there then. I'd left Burkholder's, and I told him, now I'm going to give you one more chance. Sell me that tractor or not sell it. I've been down there and looked at them tractors, and they'll sell them cheaper. There's where I'm going to buy it. I'm giving you one more chance. You take off that $100, I'll buy it, and if you don't, I'm going back. Oh, I can't do it. I said, all right then. I just went walking along. He kept following me until I got to the car. He said, oh, get out of there and come on. I'll let you have it. So he let me have this, and I've been using it, I guess, 20-some years. It's a new tractor, but his boy had turned it over and hurt something in it, and he had to fix it. And so he said he'd let me have a tractor to work till he got it worked over. And he did. I never had more trouble with it. Now, Clinton had to give him that. That's where I got a lot of my money. I wouldn't give them what they'd ask. They'll take it if you let them.
It's a beautiful countryside where you live, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The mountains.
I hope Clinton keeps it. I don't want him to sell it when I'm gone. He'd sell it now if he could, but I won't let him. It's fixed so he can't. I've got a little sense.
but you're happy there, aren't you?
Yeah, and you know I'm no business to be a-changing and buying and moving. I'm going to stay there as long as I live and can. I wouldn't sign them notes. I tried to keep both of them, but he wouldn't listen. And when I saw it lose money, I just worked that much harder to gain it back. You can't quit till you lose. I'd like to go to Oklahoma, but I know I couldn't stand the trip, so I'm not going to try it. I got terrible tired this morning. Could hardly walk. Want to store up?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't put so much in the cellar anymore as I do in the freezer because we don't eat. See, it's just me and Clinton. But I can about 125 cans of tomatoes and to make kraut and put it in there. And canned apples and pears. And then I put my chicken in there, a hog and a calf. That goes in the freezer. No, them tomatoes, I canned them. Oh, what I said was canned. And then in the freezer, I put okra and everything out of the garden. But I just don't eat it. But I'll tell you, I get a market for all of it. Earl Atchett bought stuff up there all winter. I just take it and go to the store and get what I have to have with it. Then say I'm losing money. But I never get a penny off of the farm. All I get's what I make myself. So I manage it pretty good. I don't pay no attention to it. It hurts him because he can't do it. I sent him out one day trading with some men on some cattle, calves. And I saw that he's going to leave. They couldn't trade Clinton. None of them never did trade with him. And I saw they were leaving. I said, did y'all trade? And they said, no, we can't trade him. I said, well, come back here. I'll trade with you. So they come back. I priced them done. They said, we'll take them. And I said, all right. And I sold them done. And then they said, we'll have to go home and get the truck to haul them. There's a truckload of them. I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, the wind blew the barn roof off last night, part of it. Y'all get up there and help Clinton tack that down. There's 3 of them. I said, I'll take them out there for you. They said, we'll do it. So they went. I got my barn roof fixed, sold the calves, and took them out there. Come on back. Now, Clinton wasn't got none of it.
What's the best sale you ever made?
Then at the door, kitchen door, when he got the roof put on and sold that $700 worth of calves.
Uh-huh.
That's most calves ever sell, but I've made lots of good trade. I bought a little Holstein heifer, and I was going to keep her for a cow. And some fellers come up there, and they wanted her. I said, I don't want to sell her, I'm going to keep her. They'd come to get little calves. I don't know how many, I sold them good many. They said, well, you'd price it, wouldn't you? I said, yeah, but so high you wouldn't buy it. So I priced it for twice what I give for it. And they said, just went and picked it up and set it up in the wagon. Give me a check for it. And there I was. I didn't get my little calf to keep. And I got double what I give for it. So I didn't worry about it. Johnny Frederick asked me one day, he says, what are you paying for them little old calves? You're buying an awful lot of them. I said, I don't tell my business to everybody. I said, if I told you what I paid for them, you'd be telling everybody I couldn't buy a calf. He never has asked me more what I paid for them. You see his house he's putting up? Bobby?
Which house is that?
Fanders.
What was it like the day you were married?
Hmm?
What was it like the day you were married? Where did you get married? And
Swaim House.
and
Winchester.
what was it like up there?
Oh, they didn't fix it up. He had a girl over here from Hillsborough. He brought her over to the commencement school. And her uncle was there. He said him and her is going to get married, Maureen the girl. I said, I'd get him for night for me. He said, you couldn't do it. And I just showed him. He didn't know what to say. And there's a girl over here, and he had her over here, and he didn't know what to do with her. He hadn't told me he had to take her back. I said, well, go take her back. And she wouldn't go back with him either. She got somebody else to take her back.
Who performed the ceremony?
She hadn't asked me, I could told her. I don't know, I can't think of it today. He's an old man.
What was the place like, the building?
Oh, it's a nice place. They'd boat over here so the boys could go to school. Swain House, they called it. They run a boarding house. We eat supper there and went down to Jim Willight's place. Well, I was engaged to another boy that I couldn't help married one of ours. I wouldn't have done it, but I did.
And this was back when?
Hmm?
What year was this that you got married?
Let's see. 1909.
1909.
Mhm.
About a year before my father was born.
Hmm? I was going to rent him his place. And he took me down there, and I stayed down there 2 weeks. Miss Bell packed up her things, went to the mountain where it's cool. It was hot as fire. I cooked down there 2 weeks, and he decided he wouldn't rent him a place. He'd just hire him on and me work from the board. When I heard that was enough. I just went to the barn and caught my horse. Morgan had some horses, 2 horses there. I got on that horse. We had 8 matches, spent the night. Went to town, told Miss Templeton I wanted my school. He had to give it to somebody. Oh, I'd like to tickle him to death. He had superintendent. He said, I knew you had more sense to go down. You had it. So I went and taught it and bought my house. So Morgan, Jim Willard showed up to me as long as he lived. He'd had Morgan yet, hadn't been for me. See, he almost raised me. I didn't know nothing about him. He was a lot older than me. He's 11, he'd be 102 years old. It's getting up in years. And he's sick all the time. Yeah, I wasn't going to stay there and work on my board when I was getting the high-paid salary as any teacher in the county. So he left Jim Wilhite then, bought fur, him and Floyd. You know, he made more money than I did, but he didn't keep it, he spent it. Manage around, do things, get money, and I got it. And I lived honest, too. I didn't just live like a dog.